So I thought it'd be fun to do a video. I've done these in the past, but it's been a while since I looked at it. And sometimes you get a sample challenge and you can't come up with anything to do with the sample because perhaps you either just don't like the sample, it doesn't inspire you, or you're just having trouble finding something in there that really moves you to make music with it. It happens from time to time. And this is one of the plugins. I have a few actually that I like to use that help me to kind of create something out of nothing. This is like a little gumbo pot for me. You throw in, different samples and you press a button and then you get something to come out of that you can use. So one of the ways to do it is use a plugin called XLN Life. You can create rhythm with random samples out of there, vocal samples, whatever. Another way I do it is I stretch the audio. Usually I do this in Koala. I'll stretch the audio and use some of the time stretches to come up with something. Of course, you got time stretches in Ableton also that you can use. But let's say you get to the point, or even Serato Sampler sometimes will help you find little nuggets that you can use. But sometimes you get to that point where it's just like, it's not happening. It's just not hitting. And while I am a person that will say sometimes, and I just said sometimes like about 10 times, I am the person that will say, just leave it, come back to it another time. Time is precious right now, and I don't have a lot of it. So I'm going to use it and use a plugin that will help me kind of get somewhere. So the way I like to do it is, this is 2 scanners. This is called Cataract by Glitch Machines. And Cataract is a glitch plugin that will take bits and pieces of audio and glitch it and twist it and mangle it, and yeah, it does a lot. So I'm literally putting in 4 parts to a song: the other, the drums, the bass, and the vocal. So the way I start this is I just come down here to this randomizer and randomize the controls, the core, the mods. I'll just press buttons until I get something. The all will do all of these, but sometimes you might like a little bit, and so maybe you just try one of them and see. But just play around. I set a tempo, press play, and press buttons. And add in some sequencer stuff to create movement. Turn the metronome off. Okay, if it doesn't hit, just keep pressing. Interesting. Okay. Let's say you don't like it at all, which is what I don't. Then you could try something like putting the same sample in multiple times. And sometimes that will help you find it because it'll glitch. So I'm going to do basically the same samples that's here and then just start changing stuff. Believe it or not, you might just stumble across something that fits. Now you can do this after you've created more things in here. So for instance, watch this. I have this Harmony Bloom going. Put this in the back, creating like a cinematic feel. I like that. See, and then you kind of get something going with it. Now you hear it. Adjust the master out. I like it. Now, what I do too is sometimes in the song, as it's going and recording live, I'll be pressing the random button to slightly, after you find something you like, adjust the percentage of random and just do a little bit of random things here and there just to give it some variation across the track. This is a textural portion of sampling. So I like to do this a lot because it gives me something that doesn't sound as repetitive across the background that you can slightly hear. So we're going to record this now. And the way I do that is usually I'll set up an audio track and I'll route Cataract to the audio track. So I'll hit here. And then what you can do is you can just set this to in and turn this one off. So now it's recording into this track here. And I'm going to put this purple so that it matches. And then we're going to record some of the Harmony Bloom parts too, which is playing in the background. So watch this. When I say Harmony Bloom, I have Omnisphere running. Harmony Bloom is just controlling it. I've already set the scale here. And so I'm just going to press play and let it go. And it's going to record for 32 bars. Then we can add more to the sample that we're creating after. And what's cool is you don't have to worry about copyright strikes or anything on your music because the sample is just being glitched. So you have no clue what that sample is. I mean, if I didn't tell you, you wouldn't know what it is. And then I'll show you some other things we can do too. So enjoy the little atmosphere. Grab yourself a drink, some popcorn. Let's get it. So I'm about halfway with this. If I wanted to change it up, this might be a good point to do so. Or if I wanted to change up the Harmony Bloom, this might be a good point to do so. So if I click in here, I can do that. And then create parts, different parts. So I'm saving it in case I need to go back. And I'm going to switch it again. All right, got it. So check it out. So now I have 3 different parts going on. I'm not so much worried about this down here because this is just the glitch portion. But what I'm going to do up here is I'm going to go into here. I'm going to pull off a section. Now I'm going to re-record this actually because I can control it now. I got this done. So we'll consolidate that little wave. And now we'll turn off cataract. You don't need to hear it because this is going to represent what's going on with cataract. I'm going to re-record these parts up here because I want to make an intro. And so what I'm going to do, I want about 6 bars intro, something different. Okay, so I'm going to extend this out. And then I'm going to have this go out a little bit further too. Okay. Maybe there. All right, so this is like the bulk of where the sound is. This is going to be the intro. And the way I'm going to control this is I'm going to use Harmony Bloom. I know this sound is going to be the intro. I think it is. Let me play it one more time. Yeah, I like that. Oops. Okay, watch. So we're going to do it live. We're going to start on this one. I'm going to hit record. It's recording right here. This first one is the actual body of the work, and then we have this one. So we're going to switch over in about 2 seconds. And then we're going to let this ride for a little bit. Enjoy it. And this middle one is going to be the outro. Which we will put on about halfway, somewhere around here, around 23, 24, 23 probably. We'll switch up and do a different piece. And the idea is to keep it moving and have a lot of many switches as you can without being excessive. So switching. Just so the ear doesn't get bored with the sound. So we'll probably do one more in just a second here. I'm just waiting. And we're going to switch right about now. And we're going to save that one here. And we'll fall out with that. Okay. There we go. So now I usually do 6 to 8 of those, and I'm changing it up periodically so that the music, I'm keeping the same key, but I'm just changing it up. So now if you go in here, let me consolidate this. Okay, it's consolidated. So everything is still playing within the key of my song. I don't have to worry about that. But we got a lot of changes and movement going on up in here. You can even look at the patterns and see where it changes. Right about here, and it starts going into a new pattern. Then right about here, it changes. And then here again, it changes. Right? And that's to keep the movement going. Right? And so what I'm going to do is now I'm going to lower this little glitch. It's a bit loud still. I'm going to lower it just a little bit. Consolidate it again. Now let's listen to that. Okay, and now we're gonna go use some other plugins to create something to use with this. So we'll use. Did I use this? Yeah, I didn't use it. Okay. So we're gonna go in here. This is Love's like an instant ambient plugin. So I'm gonna go in here and just play around and find something to complement this glitchy stuff going on. By the way, these dice help if you want to change it up from what you had. I like that. So I just changed it. So we're gonna call it. I'm gonna call it Depth, and it's gonna be by yours truly. Oops. Depth. Cool. And then hit save, and there you go. Okay. Yeah. All right. So this is a great start, right, for music, and you can add bass. You can add. Let me move this down. You can add more to it. Maybe like some drums if you want, but it's up to you. So that's how I do when I'm looking for something to help me sample something, but I'm not feeling the sample, right? So I got to get going, and I'm gonna get going, and I'll be on the next one. I'll have some more stuff for you guys. All right, I'm out.